What up guys, this is Kong and I'm back again for another movie review. Today I'm going to be talking about The Post. It's starred, obviously by Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, and directed by Steven Spielberg. So I didn't quite, know what to expect what it is about newspaper. That is all much as I know. So let's talk about the pro. Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep did I would say a good portrayal of those people, those real life real life people. I believe that. I feel like, okay, you know what? I sort of buy it. I didn't feel like their acting were like superb. Like it was like, wow, they are that people. It was like, okay, they did it. I like to get to see the inside of how the newspaper are put together, how they're print out, how there's so many reporters that are writing stories and actually doing investigative work and actually going out and contacting peoples and trying to, and then also on the business side, they're obviously they're in the business of making money, and I guess you could say raising the reputation of the company, so to speak. So that was it, and then competing against other newspapers and try to find good or interesting story to beat your opponent. Competition, I should say. I thought that was interesting. And I also like that Meryl Streep played Katharine Graham. She had a personal and business struggle. Personally, it's like she's surrounded by men who are kind of like shark. They're kind of like not leech, but they're kind of like men with a lot of egos. There's only one guy who did not have ego. One guy who is really humble, and he's really, he give his honest. And then you have Tom Hanks. He's really raw. He's not raw, but he's a realist. He is a do get it. He's a do it kind of person. That sort of personality. So she was dealing with different personality, different people in her business. And then, at the time she was trying to grow her business, grow her company by going public. And, they were able to get this leak. But then, it's like McNamara was one of her friends, and that sort of like have a conflict of interest. So it was like personal and business don't always mix, and this put her in a really tough spot as the owner, I guess the majority owner of the company. So that was kind of interesting seeing. You can tell she was not really a business person. She was more a person who liked to have a good time or like to enjoy life. Not a business person. And then the whole I like the whole talk of telling the people the truth. And people need to know what's going on, why the United States military or the government lies. That sort of thing is like they have the moral obligation, the ethical obligation to tell the truth, to release this document to the public to know what's really going on. That the government has led the people into a blindfold, basically. And then it talks about the First Amendment, about the free press. Then the government cannot impose any publisher to not print anything out, and that's is written in the Constitution, and so thought that was really great. And on the side note, is this movie to me feel like a more a political statement, or it's not a statement, but it's more like a political a movie. It's all about right now we have President Trump as a president, and all the his I guess supposedly the people he has surrounded sort of have ties to the Russian and the voting rig and all that sort of stuff. And it's the thing is that it's almost rings similar to to the government lying. I thought that was kind of reflective. And then let's talk about the con. It's a little bit long. There are certain scenes where it's kind of feel like it isn't enough dynamic or rich conversational stuff. There was a few throughout the movie, but not really like in depth. So to me, it feel like it was kind of on the surface. You don't really get to see the mindset of these people, what they were thinking. So it was really on the surface to me, I feel like. And then the one thing that really kind of they sort of almost kind of left behind with the whole reason of collusion, of the New York Times had originally released some info, and then the New Washington Post had the rest of the I guess the document, secret files, and that one of the reporters said, I guess what he said was like, most likely his source is the same as the source from the the New York Times, and that could mean collusion, mean that they were working together to not take down, but to work together. Kind of like what the word, kind of like you being an accomplice to a crime. That's what I guess that's the best way I can sort of explain it to you guys. And then it also and they never really addressed it toward the end of the movie. And I guess the only thing they sort of addressed it was that there were multiple newspaper company that had published a variety of document or about the New York Times or the Washington Post. So they didn't really answer the question of did the New York Times and the Washington Post colluded. They didn't really answer that question. They kind of left it behind. And then also I was wondering what happened to McNamara, or what happened to the person who leaked. They didn't really delve in that. I guess it's not important in the movie, but it would be nice to kind of see a little bit of like maybe what happened to this certain individual at the end of the movie, so we know what happened. Obviously, I don't know. I wasn't born in the early 60s and 70s, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, yes, granted, I could do my research, but as an audience, I'm expecting the director to provide me some info, especially at the end. Tell us what happened to certain individual and the company. I mean, I know the company is still alive and well, but about the individuals and the consequences. So, on that final note, I give this movie a 6 out of 10. I would say if you have the time, I would recommend you go seeing it. You may like it, may not. You will find it somewhat interesting. I found it somewhat interesting. It was the movie is interesting, and again, guys, on that note, I want to say thank you so much for your time and effort to watching my movie review. I really appreciate it. Please like, thumbs up, share it. Please browse and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please press the bell button, and that will help. You will get a message say, hey, I release a movie review or a video for you guys. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye bye.